While the construction of a new skyscraper attracts a lot of attention, demolitions can actually be much more spectacular, especially in large, densely built-up cities. So let's take a look at the tallest demolitions in the world. And as always, we're giving away $1,000 to one of our subscribers. So make sure to subscribe to Luxury Life. Number 8. Landmark Tower. Also in Texas, Landmark Tower is a 380-foot or approximately 160-meter tower in Fort Worth. When the building first opened to the public in 1957, it was the tallest skyscraper in the city. It also has the largest rotating digital clock on the roof of the building. The skyscraper was originally fully occupied, but fell into disrepair after 30 years of use. After it was hit by a tornado in March 2000 and caused significant damage, it was decided to demolish the building. In 2006, Midwest Wrecking Company evacuated 15 city blocks after the blast used more than 360 pounds of explosives and destroyed the projecting tower in just minutes. Number 7. Ocean Storm. Our first tower is located on South Padre Island, Texas, near SpaceX's new Starship facility. Before it collapsed in 2009, it was 115 meters, or just over 375 feet tall. The building will include luxury apartments with swimming pools, gyms, and even spa rooms for residents. But after 2 years of construction workers noticed cracks in the columns of Ocean Tower. It was discovered that the bottom of the tower had sunk nearly 16 inches. That's why the skyscraper is officially called the South Padre Leaning Tower. While the construction team hoped to fix it, the damage was already done. After analyzing the problem, the engineer said the cost of the renovation project was too high and uneconomical. In December 2009, a company called Controlled Demolition Incorporated performed a controlled implosion of the building. At the time, the $75 million building was the largest implosion of a concrete structure ever recorded. To ensure the safety of island residents, the park next to Ocean Tower was closed for the day. However, spectators can still see the skyscraper from nearby hotels and restaurants. Number 6. AFE Tower. The 160-meter tall building is the tallest tower ever demolished in Europe. The AFE Tower is part of the Goethe University campus in Frankfurt, Germany. Originally, it was supposed to be demolished piece by piece, but after several complaints from residents, the process was lengthy and finally it was decided to blow up the building with explosives. Their new plan attracted a lot of media attention, with more than 30,000 people watching the 2014 implosion live. With a loud bang, the concrete skeleton around the building's core collapsed. A few seconds later, the core of the building itself was separated by 2 explosions on the 5th and 17th floors, with one part falling to the south and the other to the north. After the property stood empty for several years, a modern apartment and hotel complex called West Fort was built, much to the chagrin of the Goethe students. The upper floor of the new building contains luxury apartments and hotel rooms below. Number 5. J.L. Hudson's Department Store. Founded in 1911, the J.L. Hudson Department Store in Detroit, Michigan, underwent one of the wildest destructions of all time. The building features everything from retail to office space. When the 134-meter or 440-foot tall store first opened to the public, it was the tallest department store in the world. After more than 80 years in business, the J.L. Hudson Department Store was demolished in 1998. 20,000 people watched the implosion. The explosion was so powerful that it shattered the windows of a nearby abandoned retail store. It even accidentally damaged the Detroit bus terminal and elevated trains in the city. Since then, construction has begun on a 912-foot or 278-meter skyscraper in the area, which is expected to open in 2022. Number 4. Building in Xi'an City. In November 2015, a 118-meter or just over 387-foot tall building called the Golden Flower Tower was demolished in Xi'an, China. It was the tallest skyscraper ever demolished in the country. Originally built in 1996, the skyscraper, although legally owned by the Jinhua pharmaceutical factory, had not been used for decades. Rebuilding the tower seemed too expensive, so China finally decided to hire Pengcheng Demolition Company to demolish it. The company began digging a 13-foot deep trench around the perimeter to reduce the impact of the blast. Using 1.4 tons of explosives and 12,000 detonators, the building collapsed while demolition work proceeded rapidly, taking more than 70 days to clear all 20-foot high piles of rubble. Immediately after the site was cleared, construction began on a new commercial complex with stores and apartments. Number 3. Brayton Point Power Plant. Although technically not a building, the demolition of the Cape Breton power plant was epic. The coal-fired power plant in Somerset, Massachusetts, first opened in the 1960s and ran until May 2017. After being closed for many years, the company that owns the plant decided to dismantle the plant's 2 cooling towers in 2019. The explosion set a world record for the tallest cooling tower ever destroyed, each 500 feet high. The towers are only a few feet taller than the cooling towers at the Troy nuclear power plant, which was the first to be dismantled in 2006. People from all over New England came to the Cape Breton power plant to see the demolition come to life. Over the next several months, crews continued to dismantle various parts of the power plant. Days after these implosions, all the scrap metal sparked a series of fires that added to the destruction frenzy. Number 2. Westerholt Power Plant. Mina Plaza should be our number 1, but we don't want to deprive you of this final overview. At 337 meters, or 1,105 feet, the Westerholt Power Plant smokestack is the tallest controlled structure ever demolished. There are many giant smokestacks, even taller than the previous Mina Plaza at 165 meters, but Westerholt is the tallest. The smokestack was built in Germany in 1981, when the power plant closed in 2005. A year later, the smokestack met an unfortunate fate. The structure was blown up on 2 different levels, one down and one in the middle. So many spectators came to document and film the explosion that it actually prevented the team from demolishing the building in time. Soon the chimney was reduced to a huge pile of rubble. Number 1. Mina Plaza. Construction of the tower was never completed, but Mina Square still holds the title of tallest building to be demolished. The plaza includes 4 separate towers that stand 165 meters, or 541 feet tall. Developers began construction on Mina Plaza in 2007, but halted construction a few years later in 2012 due to a dispute with the owner. Although plans were made to resume construction in 2014, the building was abandoned due to financing problems. In 2020, the capital's government decided to demolish the buildings. Not only was it considered an eyesore, but the demolition was part of a larger plan to rebuild the port of Mina Zaid. The team tasked with demolishing Mina Plaza wanted to ensure that no one was harmed by the implosion in the UAE capital of Abu Dhabi. They analyzed the building and surrounding area and used 13,000 pounds of plastic explosives to bring the tower to the ground to ensure the demolition was as safe as possible. 3 of the buildings exploded first, but 10 seconds later all 4 were turned into huge piles of rubble. Enjoy the next video and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for a chance to win $1,000.